A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel and welcome back to my channel for those who have been coming here. And welcome to this lovely session, channeling a collective reading, which is a result of download plus intuitive reading plus auto writing and reading and my lovely tarot cards. I would be sharing something important for the collective, and what I was told was, starting from, that some of you have actually become very mystical. And when I say mystical, you guys are having some experiences that are profound, esoteric, in some cases very mundane. They seem very mundane. Like for an ordinary person, you talk about it, they would be like, yeah, it's a day-to-day thing. But you know that it's not that mundane. There is something very special about those experiences. It's like they give you answers, you get some signs, some very solid signs, synchronicities. And one of my students' input also I'm going to share in this download as we go into it. One of my students in therapy. And let me just start from the tarot, what the tarot has to say, because I've not taken the cards out yet. I'm yet to do it. So let's get started. So the first card that actually popped out is death. And let me tell you, even when I was not sitting with my tarot cards in the daytime, death was literally in front of me, like this big death card from tarot. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. And just when I picked up the cards, the first card that came out is death. Indeed, this card symbolizes a big change or transformation in your life. But I'm telling you, a lot of people who are in the ascension journey, they go through transition and transformation a lot of times. But they may not be that obvious or that visible. However, this year is going to show you some very obvious and visible transformations. So definitely there will be a transition. For how I see it, it's a transition. And I also sense a lot of fear, and I also sense a lot of pain. And I've been told that pain is actually turning you mystical. Pain is actually making a bridge, because this pain that you're going through, for some of you it's mental, for some of you it could also be physical, for some of you it is like a lot of crying. A lot of crying is happening because Kundalini is rising, and Kundalini is, moving into some dark places. You could also be in pain because of someone else. Like, I'm not saying someone else caused you pain, but you seeing other people in pain and you are in pain. And this type of massive pain, you could also be experiencing channeling sort of pain. But it gives you trouble when you have not really kind of decoded it fully or understood it fully. And some of you are also sensitive. You can read other people's energies, you can read other people's thoughts and what's going on inside of them. But I'm being shown that you have actually outgrown of a lot of things. You are like done. And the next card that I was given was Seven of Swords. There is some kind of dramatic change you are witnessing, or you are witnessing a lot of drama and you cannot understand why people have to be so dramatic falsely. I mean, there is real drama in life too, but there are some people who cash onto drama and you can kind of see it and it doesn't make you happy. You sense some kind of destructive feelings also, but then this will lead to tears. And let me tell you, when we feel something fully, then we heal. So feeling is extremely important, because healing is connected with your feelings. And a lot of people don't heal because they don't feel. They just like to avoid, and that avoidance is not really such a great emotion to be in, because we do all the inner work and we must go into peace and we must be stable and we must be relaxed. And that's so important. Like, whenever there is trauma and pain and too many thoughts and overthinking, they say that you should become a tortoise. One of my friends says this also, like, you should become a tortoise when there is too much happening around, and you should hop like a rabbit in speed when you feel that things are okay. So why this works so much is when you're having too many thoughts and you don't know how to, figure things out and what to do exactly, then it's better to just get into a shell, like save yourself, protect yourself. But otherwise, you need to figure out where that pain is coming from, where that challenge is coming from, where that trauma is coming from, why are you feeling the way you're feeling. And when you figure that out, it kind of gives you uh, a relaxation, like, okay, finally things make sense. So what I was shown, I actually wrote it down, and this came in like a week ago. I think one of the person who also helped me with this channeling is my sister. Actually, we became sisters via this channel, and we talk a lot, and there is some kind of synchronicity. So when she called me up or when we talked over the phone, really something really intense and heavy was going on, but kind of she ended up giving me a great input. So two people's input, I would say, I would be sharing here. One is my you can say soul family sister, and the other is my student from therapy. So there is a fear, basically. So there is a fear in feeling fully, and there has been a fear, like when you're outgrowing stuff, when you're turning from the caterpillar to the butterfly, there is a phase where you are very scared. There is a phase where you're like, oh my god, if I go out in the world with my wings all out, I mean, that is not who I have been all this while in the cocoon, as a larva, as the caterpillar. There is a lot of nervousness, there is a lot of tension, and then you see a lot of people. You have been seeing a lot of people all your life, because I'm talking to people who are empaths, sensitives, who are here to do something, who are here to add on to the growth, the transformation. You are a key player, okay? So you are very important, and you are definitely loved, and you have spent a lot of time becoming humble. You have questioned, if I do this, will it make me egotistical? If I become money minded and materialistic, what's gonna happen? Okay, if I do really well in life, what's gonna happen? You have really asked a lot of questions to yourself, because you do not want to compromise on your morality and your humility. You're a good person that way. And okay, even if I don't use the term good, I would say you are a truthful person, an honest person. So when you're an honest person, sometimes your mind gets cluttered with a lot of thoughts. There's a lot of overthinking happening, there's a lot of questioning happening, and it can make a person feel tired. So this one thing is there. Then I sense a lot of fear of embracing change, fear of, oh my god, what's gonna happen if I become this or I become that. And then there is this personality which is coming from past. In the past there have been phases where you were really not in the good place, and you went through a lot, and there is trauma of that. Like something bad happened, you got out of it, and then probably it's been months or years, and suddenly something triggers that feeling, that fear, and you feel like, oh my god, all of that's going to happen all over again. So the advice is that you have to embrace the change, and you have to just chill with it. So whosoever is resonating with this channeling, this reading, I think you have pretty much figured out, because even though there is death, but there is also, you see, there's a religious figure, I would say, and there's a rising sun. Okay, the rising sun, or the phoenix bird rising from the ashes, is happening right now. You have to learn to declutter, or you have learned already, like either you have to declutter, you have to throw away everything you don't need, or you have to just fulfill certain promises that you made to yourself, like related to donating or just hanging out with certain type of people. You need to liquidate. If you don't need something, just sell it off. If you don't need it, just give it up. And I'm not saying it's materialistic things. It could also be way of life, that you need to declutter from, liquidate from. Get rid of a lot of things. Get rid of your thinking pattern. Get rid of your way of complaining, maybe get rid of your way of feeling low, get rid of the way you have been crying, feeling bad. Like, there are two types of tears. Let me tell you this very clearly today, and it's going to help a lot of you. One is when you're profound, emotional, when you're very thankful, very grateful. But the second one is when you're actually talking to universe, to God, to source, saying things like, oh, I'm so horrible, I'm so bad, I'm a loser, I'm never good enough, I'm never good, I always make mistakes, and I'm stupid, and I'm dumb, and I'm this, and I'm that, and I've never done anything good in life, and my life just sucks, and just a bundle of mistakes, and blah blah blah. It's like a long thing, and then one thing triggers another, and then if you get like misery needs company, if you have one or two friends like that who can pump in more fear, you're talking to someone and that person says, oh, I do see a demon attached with you, or I do see negative entity with you. I mean, there's no solution. Even if they see something, there's no solution. Plus, I feel personally every dimension and every type of entity gets energy from the frequency you're in. I don't deny that there are entities or there are other dimensions, but I also believe in one thing, that the power is in you. Now, you need to let the old out. Like, you have to leave it. You could even have friends who have difficulty in forgiving, or you could even have friends or really like well-wishers who have a certain habit pattern, and they'll never let you let go of that. Like, every time you'll talk to them and say that I think I don't want to do this, they'll be like, no, you can't think like this, you have to be smart and things like that. So even those type of advices, because we only go to other people for advice, we only go to other people and we share stuff. So now maybe you need to find a better set of people to share things with, or you need to control what you say. And if you are feeling restless and you're overthinking, then you need to become a tortoise and just go into the shell and just focus into source, focus into masters. The relationship that you share with God, that's a personal relationship. You don't have to talk about that relationship to other people. They may not understand, they may or may not understand. But you just need to spend some time with God every day, and some of you have actually figured it out, and this could be a validation channeling for you. So even if you feel that you've been on the wrong path, even if you're getting that kind of thoughts, like that kind of thought that you could be doing something wrong, I do sense that you can actually come back to your original path and your original frequency code. And I do sense some of you have been having some kind of mystical experiences. You don't think it's a mental problem, or it's schizophrenia, or it is some kind of weird, like you're imagining things, you're hallucinating. But you do have mystical experiences which are very also logical at the same time. Like, you have something happening in your head, like you're thinking about something intuitively, and you step out of your house and you walk like maybe 10 minutes, and on the way you just overhear other people talking about the exact same thing that you're talking about to yourself or to God. And it's like, are they literally repeating what's happening in my head? So Seven of Swords is telling me that you either have to like step out of wherever you've been, move out, leave, or you already have left. But maybe, on the way you're just confused, like, did I do the right thing or not? But the cards are telling me you did. I'm also being shown Four of Pentacles. It seems that because of all of this, you have received something, like you have gained something, which is actually quite lovely, to be honest. The reason why I actually started my channel was because I wanted to connect with high frequency people, and we should be a community of really strong headed people who are also full of love, and there is a streak of being good volunteers, and also a streak of understanding the truth behind the mysticism behind this twin flame ascension journey, whether you relate as a starseed or light worker. But the twin flame ascension journey is a really high power journey. It's a very scientific journey, and I feel that you have the masters with you. I feel you have really high powerful gods with you on your side. You all have some mystical experiences that are real, that are definitely real, and now you don't want to let go of it. Like when you go low, when you become really sad, you kind of forget about it. But this time, in the last 2-3 days, whosoever is resonating with it right now, you have been realizing that some of the mystical experiences you have are really so special. You don't need validation from others. You don't need to prove it to anyone. You know for yourself, because it was a validation for you. Like this channeling could be a validation too. Now that particular event that happened in your life, it is so profound, it is so real and surreal, and at the same time you don't need anybody's stamp on it. It was your inheritance. You received something, an acumen or a power or a skill or confidence, and maybe you used it during that time. It helped you, but now it has come back to you. Like you have remembered it, you realize it, you remember it again, you realize it, and you realize how important this mystical event or all of the mystical events put together are for you in your life. You are definitely special, and you may have even fought with masters, God or spirit guide or universe. You may have said a lot of angry things, or you may have cried a lot, you may have said mean things even for yourself, but I think that has led you to feel a certain way, like pain of an old nature which was in the past, or maybe some negativity got triggered because of it, or maybe some emotion got triggered because of it, some fear, and you realize how dark it is to be in that place and how irrelevant that is for the person that you're becoming now. Like for the butterfly, it's absolutely irrelevant to be in space of the larva or the cocoon or even the caterpillar. For the butterfly has to be in the frequency and signature DNA code of the butterfly. Similarly, you're thinking now that you cannot go back to the old personality, the old identity. You just have to kind of release it and let it go, and just say rest in peace, and just do whatever you are supposed to do, and start with the pleasant chapter of your life where your emotional and spiritual poweress is present, your needs are met, and you know that your needs are being met. Like you need to be in that confidence zone. Okay, so that's the zone where you're in. And for those people who still are going through pain, and they feel like you don't have the answers yet, I think that's happening because you are not fully feeling it yet. Now, what you have inherited has also come via the pain that you inherited via your family and generations, or the generations that are connected to you, generation 1, 2, 3, 4, you could be 4th, 5th generation of this. And I'm being shown that you're probably born with a gift of healing. And does that always mean that you're here to heal other people? It could also mean that you're here to heal your own DNA, your own generation to generation to generation, because this pain has been traveling from one generation to another, to another, to another, to another. And usually sensitive people are labeled as crazy, empaths are labeled as crazy, or like, oh, you're too sensitive, or you're too emotional. That kind of response is given. People are bipolar, people are schizophrenic, or they have been sleepwalking as children. Like my mother can still, she talks about her childhood where she used to sleepwalk, and she has this ability to look at people in a very different way. Like she can see um, certain shapes and symbolism, like she can see wings with someone, she can see some dark matter with someone. And when I was in Pokhara, I was really like not shocked, but yeah, it was surprising, because I met a girl, and she told me about the same thing. Like she told me that she sees people in a different way. She sees people with things happening to them, like in a sort of animated way or like an AI way. And she told me that everybody has something happening around them. So it sounded a lot like what my mother had explained to me, when she was growing up, or even when she was young. Like she could actually see people with negative energies. She could see people with entities and things like that. She has seen some kind of entities, and she's also seen angelic people. Even now, she's definitely one of those people who can receive visual messages, astral projection, even though she's not really doing it herself. But when a message has to come to me also, if my masters have to talk to me, many a times they have given the message to my mother, and she had like a very visual, and like she was in another world. She astrally went somewhere else, and she was not even sleeping, she was just in meditation. So if you actually sit and talk to her, she's also gone through a lot of problems in life. She's also seen a lot. So has my father, so have a lot of people around me. Similarly, you guys, and same goes for you also. Maybe that's why we are connecting on this platform in this way. So a lot of people have actually avoided it. Like I know my parents definitely avoided those gifts. They were either scared of it, or they just didn't want to do anything with it. And I know some people who have been in depression because of those gifts, because one of those people in the family, be it your mother or your uncle or your maybe some auntie or maybe a grandparent, they took a lot because they were very sensitive, they were empathetic. Maybe they did not have the right tools that you have today, because either you're born in the right time, in the right moment, or maybe you are like carrying it forward. Maybe they did certain amount of healing for earth, and now it's your time, your turn, and you'll also pass it on to someone else. So people talk about things like split personality, bipolarity, or just being sensitive, or just having some visions, or maybe some beautiful abilities like talents and gifts, but you don't want to bring those gifts out. Like you don't want to sing in front of people, you don't want to paint pictures in front of people, or even when you know that you can do a lot of things in a beautiful way, your guides are connected with you, but you don't want to do it because one of your bigger power, depression or understanding pain, you've been programmed in a way that it's not good to feel pain, or it's not good to be in sad emotions. Whereas I see all over the world, people are actually, a lot of people who are programming others are cashing onto this kind of opposite of it. Like they are cashing onto sadism, or they are cashing onto negativity, they are cashing onto fear, and they are building a society where a lot of people are programmed and enslaved. And what do they get out of it? They just make money. It's just a money game, it's just a number game for them, and maybe they derive some kind of cheap thrills or sadistic pleasure from it. And you, on the other side, when you look at other people's pain, which has been traveling from one generation to another, you feel it in such a way that you want to heal it, you want to help somebody, you want to be there for that person, or just do something for them. But you're not doing that for yourself, and when you don't do that for yourself, you go through a lot of pain and anxiety. And when I say pain, I don't mean just physical pain or just one type of pain. It could be anything. It could be just not being able to express who you are, having a blocked sacral chakra, so having a blocked solar plexus, not having the confidence to be yourself. Like there are people who are humiliating you or troubling you or harassing you or just being mean to you, not giving any credit to you, just actually bullying you, but you're not able to say anything. And maybe you have been this way in your childhood, and now that you have overgrown from it or outgrown from it, not overgrown, outgrown from it, you see it even in some adults, you see it even in some children. You see, they are going through certain experience that you've gone through and you have healed it, but now you want to heal them too. But my masters say something very interesting, and I always love it the way they say it. They say that sometimes we are not ready to heal other people. Sometimes we are not actually ready to even pray for other people, because we are getting so impacted and affected by them. We are getting so emotional. You look at somebody on the street who is in hunger or starvation or begging. You see like some kids not even having proper clothes, and you feel like taking off your own clothes and giving it to them, but you can't do that. You feel that it's a bit too impractical, so you probably decide that you're going to buy some clothes to them, for them. You think about something good, you want to help people out, but sometimes you may not be really ready to actually entangle in those painful emotions. So first you need to heal yourself. First you need to fix yourself. First you need to surrender to source, and that's where the stage of surrender is so important in the twin flame ascension journey, because the pain that you're going through demands to be felt fully, because when you feel it fully, you're going to reach to the root cause of that pain. Like, where is it coming from? Why is it happening? There's always a statement. There is always a mental statement. Now, we can fix this in therapy also. I have come up with a new therapy which is called negative memory release, because there are some memories that need to be released from our system, from our DNA system, and we need to see them just as a normal, regular memory that it happened. And sometimes when you heal it, not sometimes, mostly when you heal it, you see it in third person. You don't even see it like it actually happened to you. It feels like a dream. And this is my experience, it feels like you were not even experiencing it. It was a dream or it was a simulation, and you were into it just so you had to know that this type of thing also exists on this planet. So you physically cannot connect with it. So that's like a new therapy that I've added, where we work on at least 3 memories. 3 memories is a lot actually. Sometimes these memories are actually responsible for creating a lot of other memories. So when you heal that core memory, then you actually break the chain. Like there's a long chain attached with that one memory, one traumatic experience, because people don't release it. They don't know how to release it. There's a right way of releasing it. So they just keep building upon that energy format, 1 more, 2 more, 3 more, 4 more. And that becomes like difficult, So instead of carrying it all together for such a long time, you can work on it and release it, and maybe do multiple courses of this therapy. This is such a wonderful therapy. It took me a long time to design it, and it's very mystical. It's very profound. I think when you're ready to do it, you'll probably find a way to it. So there are people who resonate with it. You all have the gift of feeling. You have the gift of feeling, therefore you have the gift of healing. But heal who? Heal yourself first. Most important, because when you heal yourself, you automatically heal a lot of people, a lot of generations that are literally connected with you. Just like we heal these memories, you heal yourself, and those memories are released. It's all a game of memories, to be honest. Once you release them, you're in a profound state, and you're like more ready, because there's more work to be done. It's like you heal 5 things, 6 things, one level you have passed, and then there's another level. But to be ready for that next level of healing, you need to enjoy that phase of healing. Like you need to observe, you need to be like, wow, this happened, that happened, and then intentionally you would say, you know what, I want to heal more, now I'm ready for more, and then only you will receive the next set of healing. Next level will not be given to you until and unless you're ready for it. So yes, this is one of the message. And see, coinciding with this is our 8 of Pentacles. I also sense some of you are going to get financially stable. You're going to get materialistically more sorted. Resources will be given to you easily, much more easily than it was happening before. And even if you look at your life, when the last 2-3 years, a lot has changed. You have become a lot more independent and a lot more resilient, self-reliant, source integrated, and you understand even your body better than before. Like if you have a pain in certain place, you know, okay, this particular thought is actually creating it. Or if you have some kind of emotional, you're stuck somewhere, you understand it. Or when you meet people, you're talking to someone, and I'm not saying you have to judge other people, but when you're talking to someone, you can easily sense just by looking at their life. Imagine, this is a very big tool. You look at their life, you look at their lifestyle, you look at their routine, and routine also keeps changing for some people. You look at the challenges they're facing, and you can figure out, okay, this person has all of these basically things to heal, all of these issues, and some of them don't want to heal, some of them don't want to work on themselves. So you can't even pray for those people. You can't even be like, okay, God help them, because God is like, they don't want to be helped. So you don't have to waste your energy. Sometimes a lot of people who are empaths, they waste energy and time because they are helping people who don't want to fix themselves or change. So then you have to just move on. So one of the generational curse that a lot of us have is avoiding the pain, hiding the pain, covering the pain, not going through it fully. If we go through it fully, we are the nature scientist, and the superpower of ours, that is to actually go through the pain, go into it, and then get out of it. We cannot do it. And next card I'm being shown is the Hermit. Some of you are actually natural hermits. Like for me also, in my horoscope, I'm a heretic hermit. And you can check that out either with a very good astrologer, or you can just check your human design, or you can just check your own nature, like since childhood, how have you been? The presence of Mercury sometimes, even the presence of Mars, Jupiter also, if you have a strong Jupiter, because Jupiter is connected to the masters. And Hermit, I'm being shown, if you are into this reading, then it could be another validation, because tarot sometimes doesn't even need date of birth or nothing. Some of the people I've worked with, they don't know the time of birth, so it's very difficult to find their horoscope or look at their planets. So tarot is extremely wonderful. Intuitive reading is extremely wonderful at that point in time. So I'm being shown that a lot of you have actually been in the hermit phase, and maybe you enjoy being the hermit, like you love the hermitage. You think that it's a very safe place for you to be in, but you also have to live with the worldly world. So how do you enjoy hermitage while you're with the worldly world? It's like creating very strong boundaries. It's also looking for humor. Like even in grief, even in sadness, even in pain, humor really helps, okay? And when I say humor, I'm not saying you have to make fun of other people. What I'm saying is that you have to look for the lesson and just be like, okay, that happened. And the good things, most importantly, gratitude for everything, because in the times to come, like maybe 10 years back, something happened to you. At that point in time, you were really hurt by that situation and you were really upset with God. But now, 10 years down the line, you actually feel like, oh my God, that was like the greatest thing that happened to you. So we don't know at that point in time, that it's happening for our good. Similarly, looking for humor and gratitude in even negative situations, you have to think in your head that whatever is happening right now, it's for my best. It's really for my best. And that kind of gives you another superpower, because, somewhere in that generational line, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever generation of healers or energy worker that you are one of that child. You are the chosen one, I would say. You are the chosen one. You are the one as a soul who was ready to feel it. You are the one who cannot act like none of it happened. And you're the one who actually had a contract with Source, because you were in that place, you were that high vibrational. You actually said that I'm going to do it. I'm going to take care of this, And then you're born in the right time. Like, it has to be in alignment with other things that are happening in the worldly world also. Like Lord Sri Ram, when he was born in descending Treta, he also, like Vishnu, had a lot of curses. He had collected those curses. One of the curses that he got from Narad Muni is one of his biggest devotee who adores him, loves him, cannot, imagine life without Narayan. Still, during a situation was created. Narad Muni actually felt that he was in another life, and he was so upset with Vishnu, with his own Aradhya, that in the end he ended up cursing him. That is my doggo buddy who's chewing a calcium bone, and he's just making all those noises. Buddy, he just swallowed it so bad. So Vishnu got cursed, and there were a bunch of curses. One was given by Vrinda, one was given by his own Narad Muni, and so on and so forth. And then all of those curses were like taken as one curse, or a combination. And he was born in descending Treta, just when Ravan, the demon king or the demon lord, it was like perfect timing, because he also had a collection of curses that were coinciding with the life of Ram. So Ram's curses were more like, how we all go through curses. Like, okay, I'm born in a family, you're born in a family, example, where this is going to happen or that is going to happen, and you're going to go through this problem or that problem. Then you're going to go away somewhere. And when he was away for 14 years in exile, that's when he killed Ravan. So that was perfect timing. So similarly, some of the curses that some of you have are actually gifts and boons, because they are kind of overlapping with the transitional time of planet Earth. So wow, what a deep dive into this emotion. This reading is very deep. Now let me look at the messages from auto reading and writing box. Up for grabs. Up for grabs. I'll explain it to you. You are overlooking how interested you are in them versus how obsessed they were for you. Okay, so here comes something for people who are hurt because of love, because of relationships. So as of now, you could be extremely interested in someone, and that could probably be a little bit confusing for you. Like, you don't know why you're feeling this way. But maybe the person you are extremely deeply interested in at one point of time was either obsessed for you, or they were love bombing you, or they made you feel that you are very special and you matter to them. And when you actually started falling for them, or you actually wanted to believe them, that's when they just were like, no, I don't want this, or they started acting weird. And all of this has actually led you to give up on the doership and letting things come to you instead. You are giving up on the doership and letting things come to you instead. And when I say up for grabs, available for anyone, there was a time when you were literally available for anyone. Like you would give your time to just about anybody. If someone is going to call you, you're going to give them like a long time of yours. Even if you have a lot of important things to do. Maybe they are not even helping you and you're just spending a lot of time healing them, clearing their energy. Feels inadequate and unworthy at times. So whosoever I'm channeling, there are times when you actually feel inadequate and unworthy. Unworthy of a lot of things, good things in life. So I think that's been the theme already. That has been the theme of the reading. Pain demands to be felt, and someone is going to go through it to feel it fully. And maybe feeling inadequate and unworthy at times is also a type of pain that you were chosen to go through, so that you can use the gift of feeling, because everybody cannot feel. So many people are programmed to be narcissists. They have no empathy, very less empathy. They cannot even feel. If they want to also, they cannot feel. So it's a gift. It always takes two to make a quarrel. Ek haath se taali nahi bajti. So whosoever you've been involved with, like there's a dramatic situation, something from your end also is responsible for doing so if you're not happy about it. And someone harasses you simply because they want, wow, what a matching. Someone harasses you simply because they want to feel authority over others. In the bracket I have written empath. So you see, these are two different cards. One is written with blue ink, one is with red ink. I definitely did the auto writing on different occasions or different times, different days, weeks or months also, because I don't exactly put down the date. Maybe I should start putting down the date also, but then it's not fun after that. And here I'm being shown that some of you are upset because you probably involved in a battle or a quarrel or a situation where someone has been fighting with you, fighting hard with you. But it's really not your fault. Wow, I'm being shown that they are harassing you because they just want to feel authority over other people, especially empaths. And this person could also be acting or pretending to be the empath. They could be pretending to be the one who feels, who truly feels, but they don't. So there is a lot of drama that they're doing. There's a lot of, overacting they're doing. And overacting is never good because it is overacting after all. And it's acting as well. So you're not acting. You're not an actor. You're not a real life actor. I mean, if someone tells you, yeah, let's act, do this act or do this lip sync or that is a different thing altogether. But you're not an actor in real life. You actually feel things. You take charge of situations, and you are actually also attracting these type of bullies in your life because you got that type of energy, and you have to feel all of the feelings that they are making you go through in order to understand what the curse is all about, and then use it as a gift, not avoid the pain. See, next card says, you are a lovable person and people like you for a reason. So you are genuinely the lovable person and people like you for a reason. You are lovable and likable, but because at times you feel inadequate and unworthy, you feel low, but that doesn't change the fact that people like you, and you are truly a gem of a person who is so lovable and adorable. Wow. So I think this is where I'm going to close this channeling session, and I'm going to see you in the next video. For personal sessions and therapies, you can check out the description box, and you can write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com. You can also get my book In the Name of Love, A Journey of Finding Your Ultimate Soulmate. It's available on Amazon Kindle. You can contribute to the content and to the work I'm doing by becoming a Patreon. The link is given in the description box. And last but not the least, one love, peace out, and victory to Ram.